G'day and welcome to the Ball Boys Fantasy Basketball Podcast. I'm your host, Mitch Casey, and you can find me on Twitter at Ball Boys Fantasy. Just wanted to give you guys a quick little update on what's happening with the Ball Boys Fantasy Basketball Podcast and YouTube channel. I know that I have been a little absent the last couple of months since the All-Star break, and just wanted to come on here, guys, give you a quick little update on why that is and what you can expect from this channel and podcast moving forward into the future. So, again, I do apologize for those of you who have been missing my content. I know there's been a few comments about asking where I've gone. I have not gone anywhere, and my Twitter is still active. It has changed from Ball Boys NBA to Ball Boys Fantasy. So if you wanted to reach out to me on Twitter, just hit me up over there. But just to explain what has been happening the last couple of months, in terms of why I haven't been putting out as much video and podcast content in the last couple of months, there's been, obviously, when we started this season, we were putting out a lot of content during the preseason. There was still some content coming out at the beginning of the season, went away on holidays over that December period, came back, did a little bit of stuff before the trade deadline. It's obviously, for me, it's a matter of getting out the highest quality content to you guys as possible. So when it comes to like the preseason stuff, for me, someone in Australia who still works a full-time job, getting out stuff in the preseason is a lot easier in terms of, at least for myself, feeling like that content is of a high quality. If I record something on a Tuesday in the preseason, release it ahead of schedule on a Thursday, for example, I feel as though that that video, that podcast is still relevant come that time, because then that time of year, there's not a lot of news going on. So I am able to, with my schedule, stay on top of that and give you guys the content that I think is of top quality, and I can still pump out as much as I want to get to you guys. During the season, it's a lot harder for me. It's a lot tougher to get that content out in a timely manner and of a good quality. So as someone, just to give you a little bit of a peek behind the curtains as to my schedule, work very early hours as an exercise physiologist, so up at sort of 4:30 most mornings, going to work. Previously, I was going to work, coming home, watching some basketball, then going back to work in the evening and nights, and that worked for a little while, but in the last couple of months, I've had a change in schedule, so that has become more difficult for me to do. So it's meant that I haven't been able to watch as much basketball recently as I was earlier in this season. And so for me to give you guys the quality of content that I think you all deserve, it means that there's a lot more research and time required for me to catch up on a lot of the news, stats, and obviously the film of the day's work. So, and then recording later at night, those videos weren't able to come up until the next morning in the US time, by which sometimes, a lot of the times, that news was then obsolete and irrelevant. So it led to a little bit of frustration on my end. And so instead of giving you guys what I considered half-assed or uneducated opinions and sort of content and videos, been working on a little bit of things behind the scenes in terms of trying to improve my workflow, trying to get these videos up at a higher quality and faster. So as you can see around me, the set has changed since the last time we had a fantasy basketball video. So I have been working behind the scenes on trying to improve the efficiency in which I can edit and upload videos, as well as trying to improve the visual and what you guys see over on YouTube as well. So that's something that I think hopefully in the future we will look to rectify. And also I wanted to make sure that the content that I was giving up was relevant. So I've been also game planning on what's going to happen next season when we are in the middle of the in-season stuff. So there will be some more different content coming out. You guys are in safe hands with a lot of the guys out there that do pump out daily content, like the great Josh Lloyd over on Locked On Fantasy Basketball, who, as his full-time job, has able to stay on top of those sort of things, give you guys 3 or 4 videos a day. At the current position that I'm in, I'm not able to do that, and I think that he has that kind of stuff covered. So in future, we're going to continue doing sort of our weekly updates of the fantasy basketball landscape, giving you my awards and sort of waiver wire opinions and things like that. But also I'm going to be going much more deeper into the dynasty aspect. It's an area of fantasy basketball that I really enjoy and really love. So that's something that we can do and have a little bit more of a long-term approach, something that the information will stay relevant for a little bit longer for a lot of you guys playing that format of the game. We're also going to be doing some, again, with some updated software and hardware here, we're going to be able to be doing some live Q&As in the future when it comes to in-season content and some other fun videos as well. I've also been quite busy launching the new AFL fantasy podcast, the Ball Boys AFL Fantasy Podcast and YouTube channel as well. So that's kept me quite busy over the last couple of days, last couple of months. So if you guys are playing AFL Fantasy and you haven't checked that one out, please do so now. But I guess just wanted to say, guys, that I will be returning and doing lots of content in the future, and apologies for the last couple of months being absent. What you can expect from this channel in the future: in the off-season, we will be coming back with a lot of draft content, so talking about the incoming draft class of 2023, talking about it from both real-life basketball perspective. Love this time of year, so love diving into mock drafts, player comparisons, and analyzing it from a real NBA point of view, but also from a fantasy basketball dynasty point of view, and what can we expect from these rookies coming in, and where you can draft them for your rookie drafts coming up. We're also going to be doing some learnings as well. So things that we learned from this past season, things that we learned when it comes to analyzing things in the preseason. So looking back on the Ball Boys preseason guide and what we can learn from this season, what worked, what didn't work, what can we take away from the season, and some things that can help you in future years as well. And then also plenty of other stuff when we get closer to the preseason. When we get closer to the preseason, which will ramp up closer to September, we'll be going through a lot of things. BallBoysNBA.com will be back bigger than ever. So thank you very much for everyone who subscribed and purchased the preseason guide last season. As you can see, again, I'll draw your attention to the set that has changed a lot here. A lot of hardware and software things off camera that you guys can't see, which will help me in future pump out good quality content much faster. So all of the dollars that you guys spent on those preseason guides has been reinvested into improving the podcast. So hopefully you guys get a better product at the end. But BallBoysNBA.com will be back bigger than ever, and there will obviously be lots of content coming out at that time of the year. And then, like we said, in the in-season, we'll get a lot of weekly reviews, dynasty reviews, and rankings as well. I will be doing a dynasty rankings list over on ballboysnba.com, which for the first year, I'm expecting that will be free to everyone, and also some live Q&As and some weekly and monthly segments that will reoccur throughout the season. So just wanted to say thank you guys, and apologies again for not being around for the last couple of months. Thank you for sticking with me and staying subscribed for those of you who have still been here. If you want to reach out to me again, the Twitter handle on Twitter has changed to Ball Boys Fantasy. So reach out to me over there, ask me any questions you guys want, and again, stay tuned for some more content coming your way, and I will see you guys next time. Laters.